All right, with the holidays, this has been a short week here. I've just been doing a lot of details to try and finish up this side of the car as far as the quarter panel is concerned and the wheel enclosure and the different things like that. And this is what I've done so far. I have a few other things I think I'll be able to complete. But up to now, what I've done is I've gone ahead and ground this all off and hammered it out as best I could. And then I hit it with some of this zinc chromate black primer. So there's basically no buildup of paint on there. It's easily sanded back off, but right now that'll keep the flash rust off of the welds and all of that good stuff. But I had to do a little bit of engineering, re-engineering, I should say, of the gas drop here. What I had to do is basically cut a little bit of length. You see where that bolt is right there. I had to do a little bit of cut this and lift it up about an inch to get this to go downhill properly. Now the car is sitting on jack stands right now, so it doesn't have the front to rear rake that it's going to have, which is about an inch, which will add to the pitch. But I wanted to make sure at this level situation here, where the car is level on jack stands, that I had a downward slope to my fuel pipe intake over there that's going through the side of the wheel tub. Also, I had to add a little length to this little bathtub drain that I have here, because it wouldn't reach all the way to the bottom of where my final closeout panel is going to be. So that's just basically running wild out the bottom right now. Also, I've added this, while originally I just had this held to this fixture here, this stabilizing fixture with a hose clamp. I wanted to make sure that it didn't accidentally get knocked down when you put the fuel fill from the gas station in here. So I added a little tab here that I could through bolt, and another tab to the gas filler itself, so it has a positive location both up, down, and rotating as far as side to side. So that was a little bit of like in and out of the trunk here, which was a lot of fun, but sometimes that happens. The problem is orienting that tube to come through that part of the car over there. There was a lot of guesswork involved, so you never know till you get it hooked back up to the gas tank exactly where it's going to land. It landed a little higher than I had anticipated, but looking at all the curves and the way I had it, there was no way to trim it down and drop it lower on that end. So the only other solution is to move it up a little bit here. On my car, I have a little bit more of a severe turn here, which causes some backflow issues sometimes when I'm filling the car. Some gas stations have some really fast pumps, and you'll find sometimes on factory vehicles that it'll want to hit the automatic shutoff sometimes. So sometimes I have to slow fill it, but it works. Hopefully we won't have any problems like that with this car. What else did I do in here that I had to undo? Well, that's pretty much it, I think. I'll go around the other side and show you what I ended up doing there. Let's get inside here. As you can see, the fuel line's coming through here, and I have this thick 3/8 inch rubber matting that I had to cut a piece of, and so I could work it in and around the tube. For a couple of reasons, both to close up this large access hole that I had to cut to make sure that I could get this pipe through from the inside once it was connected to the gas tank, because there was very little maneuverability, maneuver room, once I did get it hooked up. So that's just screwed in with some tech screws there, and it's got a little silicone caulk to close up around the fuel tube itself. The fuel tube itself is also wrapped with this friction tape here that they put on so that it doesn't abrade anything, but it's being held off right now by this 3/8 of an inch rubber matting here. so that it doesn't vibrate and wear a hole through the tube coming through that hole. So, and that's a piece of fuel line to connect both ends, and so that also will prevent vibration coming through that nice thick rubber matting right there. Anyway, that's been put together. Let's see what else I have to show you. Get back out. Starting with a paper pattern, I went ahead and finished closing this out with a piece of black 50 thousandths aluminum and stainless steel rivets. So now that, I don't know if you can see that, I get the light over here, this inner panel here is now connected to the wheel tub. So that's the completed wheel tub connection here, all the way around down to the bottom over here. So that's all closed out. It's also, I put a bead of seam sealer down before I rivet it, and that is going to help keep it secured also right there. I have some more work to do over here. My final closeout panel in this area over here. You can still see the foam right there, so I have to put some the rubber tape on there, the waterproofing tape. Then there's you can see this flange here. I have to add another flange over here on this side, way over here. I may wait until I get see where the exhaust pipe goes though, so I can create a panel that goes from here all the way out to the end over there to keep debris out of that end over there. I want to get as close to the exhaust as possible without actually making contact with the exhaust. Also have this little stop right here to permanently hold this bottom of this quarter panel out. You can see I've got a little extra length to the this is the drain hose I was talking about. This has got to come through this bottom panel once that's attached. So it's kind of cramped up over here, so I hope you can see what I'm trying to show you over here. Anyway, inside over here, oh, let's see, more wrestling around here. You can see where the fuel tube had to be modified in order to go through this area right over here and then through that rubber gasket that I have on the inside, that 3/8 matting material. And then here's the breather tube that goes back to the gas fill area. I cut off the section that snaps into this quick disconnect over here. I also added this little plastic stabilizer here so that I could secure it to the inside of the wheel tub area here so that it wouldn't move around, you know, because it goes down between the sway bar here and I don't want this jumping around too much. So that goes up and over and through in that area over there. So now the fuel system is back in working order, and now I have to start working on this inner plastic tub. It's the gravel shield, I should say. That's this wheel tub here. These have gotten a lot thinner over the years, and but I have to add an additional piece of ABS plastic here to close this out to the side of the car to keep debris from going up inside there, because this is obviously not going to be wide enough for the quarter panels as they sit on the car right now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on a few of those other things, and of course I went ahead and this has all been welded up over here down on the bottom side of the quarter panel. This has all been ground off on the rocker, and then that's also been painted out with some zinc chromate, the black primer. And on the bottom side over here, again, I don't know if you can see this, but on the inside here, where I've welded it to the car, I've let's see if we can get back far enough so you can see what's going on here. It's seam sealed to the car here, but I gapped it every probably about, it looks like about 7 or 8 inches. In other words, here's the weld. There's a gap where I didn't seam seal it every 8 inches or so. And that's in case any moisture gets trapped in the rocker behind the frame rail. It's got a way out. I did the same thing on this seam seal right here, which this seam seal goes along, and then there's also gaps here every 8 inches or so. You can see down the line. And what that does is, again, it gives a place for the moisture to weep out if it should get trapped in the bottom of the rocker here. So that's what I've done so far, and I've got a little bit more to do, hopefully. And I'll let you know by the end of the day what I get done. All right, so I'm in the process of securing the inner tub back into the car, which means a lot of trimming around these areas in here. But what I have had to do is, before I can put this extension piece of plastic on to finish out this closure, I had to put an attachment point for these lower buttons here that basically hold this into the back over here, which there was nothing from here to here. So I had to establish that little attachment point. And then over here, what I ended up having to do is I had to extend the rocker another 1.5 inches or so right here, and the pinch weld also, in order to create a little bit more sheet metal to give me an attachment point at the forward end over here. So quite the little project, getting this all to line up before I start to create this this closure piece that's going to finish out this inner plastic tub, which protects the fuel line and everything else that's behind it. There's some electronics behind there, and so it's a pretty crucial piece to put back in the car as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so that's what that's looking like right now. A little side detour. I've had to add all that stuff back in there to create connection points. All right, so as you can see here, I'm extending the plastic tub out to the sidewall of this inner fender here, and basically right now I'm just drilling and clicking it into place inside the car, so I make sure that it's following the right contours, and then what I'm going to do is take it out of the car, and then I'll rivet it to the inner piece with some backup washers so it doesn't pull apart, and that'll give me a nice ABS inner liner that works its way all the way out to the side of the car here. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pull that out and start riveting that together. Okay, so the plastic wheel tub's out of the car right now, and I'm getting ready to rivet it up, but I have some more work I have to do to it before I can get these riveted on here. I have to align some of these fastener holes and some other things that have to go on before I can finish that up. And then I have to do a bunch of test fits once I get a few rivets in it, make sure that the whole thing's going to go in there correctly. So that's all I have time for this week. So it was a real short week, and I hope everybody's been having a good holiday, and I look forward to the new year, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.